Hello viewers, welcome to my Doctor Who themed YouTube channel, Who Ventures. And this video is all about the books that I suggest for the new Doctor Who fan. So Doctor Who gets new fans all the time, and I picked out some of the books from my Doctor Who bookshelf, and I've got loads of Doctor Who books, and these are the books I recommend to get if you are a brand new fan of Doctor Who, or if you know of a brand new fan of Doctor Who and want to get them a nice set of books to start them off learning about the show and the background of the show. So when I was a kid, Sylvester McCoy was like, but it was like Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy. It was in the 1980s, and I saw all the merch, the old Doctor Who merch, which I wished I'd got when I was little, but it didn't really mean much to me back then. But I knew what sort of, I was aware of Doctor Who, but I wasn't like fully aware of the story or that, and I wasn't like encouraged to watch it or find out about it when I was a kid. So when it came back in 2005, well, to be fair, I was a bit mentally ill because I was really scared of Christopher Eccleston's trailer. But I eventually got around to watching the Christopher Eccleston series and totally fell in love. And as I often do with things that I have fallen in love with, I always look for a book. Is there a book I can get about it? So this is the book that I got about the show, and this is brilliant. I got this book and I started reading the whole lot, because this is the television the television companion, The Unofficial and Unauthorised Guide to Doctor Who, by David J. Howe and Stephen James Walker, and this goes all the way up to the TV movie, so it covers all of classic Who. I'll read the back of it. The Television Companion, a complete guide to every Doctor Who story ever screened in one bumper volume. On its first publication, The Television Companion was hailed as possibly the best guide ever to the BBC's cult science fiction show Doctor Who. Now reissued in a revised and updated edition, the book remains the definitive guide to the television worlds and adventures of the Doctor and his companions. Every story is covered in depth in all aspects of production, including plot details, cast and crew lists, episode endings, transmission dates, memorable quotes, and popular myths. In addition, there is a comprehensive analysis of every adventure, utilising reviews both contemporary and retrospective from a wide variety of sources. This book is the essential companion for every trip you will ever take into the TV universe of Doctor Who. So definitely this is a must purchase if you're a brand new Who fan, and you should totally educate yourself all about the history of the series. And because I've seen on Twitter and stuff, a lot of fans, they'll tune into like a random new Who episode and say, what was all that about? That was rubbish, I didn't get that. And they won't learn about the show. And I think it's really important, if a show has been going for over 50 years, that you learn about the start of the show and the background of the show, and you don't just dismiss something on one episode. So this is the first book that I got, and I was reading this book, and I went on to the Doctor Who, started going on the Doctor Who forum. I think it was Outpost Gallifrey at the time, was it? and then it changed to Gallifrey base. So I got onto the forum and I looked about a bit, and then there was somebody did an essay on the radio in between one of the Doctor Who proms intervals, and I thought, I know, I'll do something really useful for everybody on the forum, and I typed out the whole lot of the essay that was on the radio. I thought, I'll do something really useful. So that was basically trying to please everybody on the forum so it could be useful and help out. So that's how I started with becoming a proper fan. So this book is amazing because so for each episode of Doctor Who up to the TV movie, you get the title, and then it says the writer, the director, the designer, who made the costumes, who did the makeup, who did the incidental music, who even designed the movement of various aliens, the cameraman, the editor, who lit studio lighting, the assistant floor manager, production assistants. And I find this book really useful for when I'm doing my reviews of the Classic Who DVDs, because I've got all my information that I can refer to if I need to. And then it tells you what the individual parts of the story are called, the first UK transmission, what time it was transmitted, when it actually got to be transmitted, the duration, how many viewers it got, how high up in the charts it got. Then there's a short synopsis of the plot. Then there's each cliffhanger ending of each part of the story, where it was made, the additional cast, including like all the aliens and the background characters. Then there's some myths about what people believed about the show, and sort of correct some misconceptions, things to watch out for, things you might not have known. And it's got some good quotes, and then an analysis, and it's got all that information for each episode of the classic series. This is incredibly useful to get you up to speed quickly, because it'll take you a while to watch the DVDs, but if you want to get up to speed and find a fact really quickly, I totally recommend this book. It's awesome, amazing. So then eventually the modern version came out. This is the modern version of a book about Classic Who by Jean-Marc Laffichier, because Jean-Marc Laffichier did a book all about Classic Who, which I haven't got, but I have more than enough information in this one. So this is my Classic Who information, and this covers New Who. Now it doesn't quite have as much information for each story, but it is still really good to get for the New Who programme guide. So it goes from Christopher Eccleston's first episode all the way up to the end of Matt Smith's era. And then you've got the table of stories in each. So and it even covers some of the TV movie. So for Ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, 2005, the first series, and lists the executive producers, the producer, what the episode number is, the director, the guest stars, and the cast, and then it's synopsis, and it's a bit of a longer synopsis about the story, and then it tells you what DVDs and all your codes for the DVDs and Blu-ray box sets. So this isn't quite as detailed information as in this, but it's still really good, and really, because obviously there's no, the stories aren't split up into parts like they were in classic Who. But so this is a really good one to grab to just quickly get up to speed on new Doctor Who. So I assume there will be like updated books that have the Capaldi era in, but that's the thing with Doctor Who, the books are always updating, but these ones at the moment are really good. And loads of information. And the back of the book says, Spring 2005, 15 years after it last appeared regularly on Britain's television screens, Doctor Who came back and proved it could be just as popular as ever. 10 years and more than 100 episodes later, the series has become a worldwide phenomenon. The New Who programme guide is a complete guide to every Doctor Who story shown on television since the original series ended, plus all the mini-episodes produced for online and DVD. Each entry includes the storyline, the full cast list, and the names of the producers, writer and director. This is the perfect companion to the original Doctor Who programme guide by Jean-Marc Lofficier, which was the Bible for fans throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Now the new series has been given the same detailed treatment, covering every BBC-produced adventure from the debut of the 8th Doctor to the passing of the 11th, the essential guide for every fan of Doctor Who. So these, definitely get these ones, because you just need them to educate yourself. So the next ones I've chosen are these ones. Now these came out in the last couple of 2 or 3 years, and I think they're really fun. They're a really fun set of books that can learn all about the Time Lords, and I picked these ones particularly out of all the ones on my bookshelf because there's no like production notes like oh John Nathan Turner in this year he consulted with the off-screen production manager. I think that's too much for a New Who fan. Just ease them in with the background to the fictional world, and then if they want to get into the production side of things they can, but I think if you give them a book that's got lots of production notes like oh this person argued with this person but then that person sacked that person's, like there's too much. So these are sort of tell the in-story universe facts. So this one is a brief history of Time Lords. The Great and Good of Gallifrey, the High Council, the Inner Council, the Cardinals of the Academy, the Old Men and Funny Hats are all determined that you should never read this book. So basically this talks about all the people who live on the Doctor's home planet, Gallifrey, and it's all about the different statuses of all the people on Gallifrey and what their particular job is and how the Doctor related to them. So it's very detailed, and it gives a really good background to the Doctor's actions and the Doctor's emotional life and perhaps some of the choices he makes, and it also talks about the Master and the relation between the Doctor and the Master. So it's a really good book, and it's got lots of pictures in, and it's because it's not a heavy book just full of text. I think these are good books because they're not too heavy and they're not too overwhelming, and they're quite a quick read. So that's why I picked these books. So that is good, and they're also really pretty. So excellent. And then we have this one, How to Be a Time Lord Official Guide. Have you ever wondered if you would make the grade in the Time Lord Academy, or how to fly the TARDIS, or the correct way to dip your fish finger into custard? Then this is the book for you. This ancient book contains thousands of years of Time Lord wisdom, which the Doctor has improved with his own notes and doodles as a guide for the next Doctor. It contains everything you need to know to be just like him, so keep it under your fez and don't tell the Daleks. So basically, this book is all about, basically it's a history of the Time Lords, and it's got notes from the 11th Doctor. So you learn all about the TARDIS, all about each Doctor, and it's like really fun and not too heavy, and it's quite light to read, and it gives you pretty much the essential information in a really fun and informative way. And the reason why I like this book particularly, you get this page. So the Time Lord Academy, the Doctor, is basically a bit like Hogwarts. There's houses. So there's the Patrick's chapter. Patrick's students wear purple robes. They are artists, archivists and cataloguers of information. Patrick's students often display advanced telepathic abilities, and they wear the purple robes. In the Arcalian chapter, Arcalian students wear green and brown robes. They are solitary and logical thinkers. Arcalians have been known to excel in the field of temporal technology. The Pradonian chapter, which is the Doctor. Pradonian students wear crimson and orange robes, so they're a bit like Gryffindor. They are plotters, strategists and decision makers. Pradonians are particularly skilled at languages. So that's why he knows horse, baby and every other species' language. So there's really good information presented in a really fun and entertaining way, so it's not too heavy. This next book is also, it's TARDIS Handbook, and it's all about the Doctor's spaceship. This is the inside scoop on 900 years of travel aboard the Doctor's famous time machine. Everything you need to know about the TARDIS is here. Where it came from, where it's been, how it works, and how it has changed since we first encountered it in that East London junkyard in 1963, including photographs, design drawings and concept artwork from different eras of the series. This handbook explores the ship's endless interior, looking inside its wardrobe and bedrooms, its power rooms and sick bay, its corridors and cloisters, and revealing just how the show's production teams have created the dimensionally transcendental police box inside and out. This is essential. You got sci-fi shows, and a lot of them have a spaceship. So this is the guide to the to Doctor Who's spaceship. So, and it also tells you about regeneration and different Time Lords. But the reason why I like this book it's also got the different versions of the police box that he's used over the years. So this book pretty much goes up to the start of the 11th Doctor's era, but all the so this section is brilliant. These pages are all the parts of the TARDIS, and it gives the name of what it is and what it does. So you can find all the bits in the TARDIS. Sorry, that's my dad. He's interrupting. I'm filming a video. So there's the emergency storage cells that are activated in case of power failure but drained by the Exelon City. So it also gives the year of when this particular piece of the TARDIS was part of the story. So yeah, find out all about Doctor Who's spaceship. And this one is a pretty recent book, and it has covers the first two series of Peter Capaldi's era. Now, as you go through Doctor Who, as you become a viewer in each era, there's always new books coming out that cover more of Doctor Who as it goes along. So you probably will find that there'll be new books that are more, say, up to date, because that's the way of Doctor Who. Books will go out of date and things, while the main facts will still be applicable, things might have been twisted a little bit. But this is a really fun book, and it's written by the Doctor's companion Clara, and it's got lots of art and stuff, and it's basically Clara's message to other companions about what the Doctor's like. So it's really fun and really cool book to introduce the personality of the Doctor, and it also has lots about all his other companions. And about the behaviour of the Doctor, and I don't want to. Peter Capaldi has been amazing, and I'm just a bit nervous that whoever we get after Peter Capaldi, they're never going to be as good. But so yeah, there's all the contents. There's loads in here, and it's really sweet, and I love that it's written by Clara, and it's just really beautiful. And this book, if you've seen a video of Peter Capaldi reading out a letter from the book, this is what he was reading out. They got him to read it out, and it was beautiful. So this book is really fun. So these are the books that I think are an essential buys for the new Doctor Who fan, or make excellent gifts for a new Doctor Who fan. So Doctor Who, the Companion's Companion. Doctor Who, How to Be a Time Lord. Doctor Who, A Brief History of Time Lords. Doctor Who, The TARDIS Handbook, the official guide to the best ship in the universe. The New Who Programme Guide, and The Television Companion. That's a great set to get educating yourself, so you don't ask anything silly questions on Twitter. So this is all your information, but you're free, obviously, feel free to come to a more experienced Doctor Who fan to ask questions, because we do have a section on Gallifrey Base that is for new Who fans to come and ask anything about the show that they don't really understand yet, or unsure about. I don't know. There's loads that I still don't know, but I try and get all the books and educate myself as much as possible. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if there's any other Doctor Who topics you want me to discuss, or if there's anything you particularly want me to review as soon as possible, then please leave it in the comments section. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Yay!